Oh shit, video started already. Right. Today we're making Pad Kii Mao a Thai noodle dish. I am currently trying to get these wide noodles apart. If you get these noodles and they're not so fresh, you microwave and make them warm, supple, pliable, and then you just pull them all apart. If you don't pull them apart, you end up with a big bucket lump of noodles in the bottom of your wok. Right, done. Next, moving on. Garlic. Give it a bash. Boop, should pop right out of its skin. That's how you do one. Now if you want to do a whole bunch, you just cut the ass off the garlic like this. And then you give the whole lot a bit of a push. Make sure your table's not too wobbly. Oh shit. Rightio. There we go. Done. Easy. Well, usually easy. It's easy when you're not filming. Ah, shit. Alright, done. Yep, good. Next, my chillies are a bit fucked. I only had about 4 or 5. Normally I put 8 in here. Anyway, there they are. All chopped up. Chuck them in the mortar and pestle. Chuck in a little bit of salt. There. That'll help it grind up. Now, get our bloody red shallot, peel it, and for 2 people, this is a little bit too much, but anyway, slice her up real nice and thin. Yeah, like that. Yep, like that. I think I might not use that last one. Yeah, no, I'll use that later. Rightio. Tomatoes, just cut them in quarters. Green ones are good, slightly green. These are going to melt away in the sauce anyway, so you don't really worry too much about these fellas. And audio. So I've got some rib here, pork rib. I'd usually use neck or shoulder or chicken, but I'm happen to be making like this nam nghiao tomorrow, so using that. Sweet. Alright, slice it up real thin, cross the grain. You know, boring. Just slice. Yeah, need a bit more. Yeah. There you go. So what's that? Fuck, I don't know. It's got a bone in it. Hang on. Just hack that out. And yeah. Alright, keep going. Slice that up. It's about enough for 2 people. It's only like 2 really small handfuls for 2 people. You don't need a lot of meat for this kind of thing. Rightio. Now for the krachai. About 4 of these babies per person. If you can get these fresh, oh man, you're so lucky. But in Australia it's pretty hard. So yeah, pickled ones are fine. You get them in a Thai grocer or an Asian grocer. Don't be shy. Go in. Great places. Anyway, chop it up real nice and thin. When you're done, you can rinse it to take some of the brininess out. I don't bother. I like my Pad Kii Mao funky as fuck. So yeah. Next is the peppercorn, same deal. If you can get them fresh, use them. But you can get them brined in Thai supermarkets, Asian supermarkets, same as the krachai. Just probably that much for 2 people. That was 3 stalks. Rightio. Thai basil. Or holy basil. Not bloody Italian or sweet basil. Alright, one of those 2. Just pull the heads off this. Pull the leaves off. You don't have to be fancy. Just grab it by the neck and there you go. You're going to fry it anyway. It's going to be wilted. Don't have to be pretty. Rightio. Time to bash some garlic and some chillies with one of these. You can chop it up if you don't have one of these things. Whatever. Anyway, it's a bit of fun. Get your frustrations out. This should take about 10 seconds. Don't know why it's taken me an hour, but anyway. Here we go. Done. Scrape it all out. You can make your sauce in here after this if you really want to use all of the leftovers in the mortar and pestle, but I don't. I make my sauce here. Oh yeah, so there's only 5 things in the sauce. It's real simple. Fish sauce. I use Tiveros. Swear by it. Love it. 1 tablespoon of that. 15ml tablespoons I use, just so you know. This is Golden Mountain seasoning. You can use Pad Kii if you like, but I I recommend using this. All of these brands should be Thai. Stuff from other countries doesn't taste the same. You can use them at a push, but I wouldn't if you want the real deal. That was sweet dark soy, 2 teaspoons just there. And the big hitter is oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons of that. Yeah, there you go, one more. Oh yeah, bloody ripper. Okay, so just a little bit of sugar to go, about a teaspoon per person, so that's 1, 2 teaspoons, beautiful. Mix it up. Mix it up good, you want that sugar to dissolve as much as you can, and then give it a taste. Adjust it if you need it. That's perfect. Rightio, here we go. First we're going to do the noodles, then the garlic and chilli, then the shallots. Then we're going to throw in the meat, then these bad boys. Finish with the tomatoes and the basil. That's it. So, start your engines, people. Let's go. If you've got a high pressure wok burner, obviously that's good, and if you've got a seasoned wok, that's good. If you don't, oh geez, cast iron on a real high heat on your stove. Now, put in a bit of oil, tiny bit of oil, teaspoon, not much more than a teaspoon. Get it screaming hot, and then just drop your noodles in, just like that. And they're gonna sizzle and crackle and make awesome noises and smell smoky. And basically you just want to move them around a little tiny bit, really gently. You know it's working if they're not sticking too much. Sticking a little bit is fine, but if they're like sticking this great big fucking wodge in the bottom of the wok, then you might be a bit screwed. But anyway, be gentle and be patient. It's funny, leave them in there longer than you think, I reckon. I'm just stirring these really lightly, like I don't want to chop them up or anything. I want to keep them as whole as I possibly can and spread apart. I don't want them to clump. And then I just leave them alone. Leave them alone. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, that's it. Fuck, I said leave them alone. Oh no, that's alright. Let's just have a squeeze of that. No, that's it. See, it's all crispy, crinkly and charry. Bloody ripper. Stop it. Leave it alone. It's done. Put it in the bloody bowl, mate. Fucking hell. Ah, there you go. Radio. There you go. Have a look. Let the wok cool down a bit and add I'd say about half a tablespoon to a tablespoon of oil. Don't put in too much, otherwise you'll end up with a gluggy, oily mess. Wok's on medium heat now. Most of the Thai cooking, wok cooking is medium heat, not like Chinese. This one's going to be medium all the way until right at the end where I crank it up and finish it. So the chilli and garlic goes in just for a second. We don't want the garlic to burn, and then we go in with the shallots. If I was using chicken, I would have put the chicken in first, because the chicken tends to do better than this pork rib. This pork rib will overcook really easy, so I put it in a bit late on this one. If it was belly, I could go earlier, but this is like rib meat, shit house for this. Anyway, again, you're not scraping and chopping and pushing and squeezing, you're just moving it around, nice and gentle. Introducing it to all the different hot areas and cold areas of the wok. Basically, you've got the butt of the wok is really hot and the sides are a little bit cooler. Yeah, that's it. So a bit of a play. Tosser. Fucking hell. Yeah. Rightio. Should be about time for something else now. What's next? Oh, the krachai goes in, that's right. Oh fuck, man, when you put the krachai in, as soon as you stir that in, the smell that comes out of that wok, you're like, oh, I see. Yeah, that ain't ginger. Far out, that smells so good. Let me just chuck in those tomatoes. They're like I said, they're going to break down. They're so small and so soft. They're just going to melt away in the sauce. Just nearly done. Chuck in the noodles. Boom. Same again. You're just stirring them gently to break them up. Declumping everything and introducing it to everybody else. G'day. How you going? Yeah. Yeah. Now we put the sauce in. Super important with the sauce. Do not pour it in the middle. If you pour it in the middle, you end up with soggy noodles and bad distribution of your sauce, because it all just sucks into the middle and turns into a soup. But if you pour it around the outside, the hot wok caramelizes the sugars, and then it just distributes better amongst everything. Just give it a second before you mix it in, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it looks like a bit of a dog's breakfast at the minute, but as soon as you give it a couple of tosses, crank up that heat. There we go. One more toss and then add the colour. This is where you fucking noodle Bob Ross, mate. You just little green trees. There you go. Boom. Done. Now, if I got a chance to live my life all over again, I would have turned off the wok right now. But doesn't matter, because you don't want to cook the basil over high heat for too long. They'll go black and sort of just not very pretty. Anyway, that's a couple of tosses. We're done now. You can taste it at this stage. It's a smart thing to do. I get this recipe pretty nailed, so here it is on a plate. That's alright. Oh man, that was so good. Have a go. It's not so hard to make. Enjoy.